했으면 됐겠죠.
2018년도 KT 롤스터도 기대해 주셨으면
롤컵을 드는 거를 보기만 했었잖아요.
롤컵에 세 번째로 올라갑니다. 2017 World Champion.
가장 높은 자리에서 진짜 제대로 통쾌하게 한번 복수한 것 같아요.
한계를 모르는 팀 썸머 전설 그 자체. 이대로 무너지는 거 아닌가 뭐 이런 얘기까지 나왔었는데.
Stars and hard carrying games from mid.
I know, and we've seen it so many times on stream. I'm sure you guys from home have been watching it as well, but not going to be able to see it in the LCK, at least not for game number 1 here in our first telecom war.
No Zac ban, and it is the famous pick there for Blank, but he's considering going for what he's in form with. And look at this, they will settle on the return of his Nidalee. When he debuted on SKT's lineup in early 2016, Nidalee was one of the picks. They said they brought him in for his mechanical proficiency over then the other jungler, now of course the coach of SKT, BANG. So Nidalee here is something he's really in form with. Like I said, 11-2 in his past 7 days, but already a very different look to Blank. He's obviously used his time in solo queue away from the professional scene, training up new picks.
Yeah, I do like the answer though.
Hey,
and KT,
look who it is.
Here we go. This is a look back to their old extraordinarily successful comps that they were running with the Galio, with the Caitlyn, moving around, taking down minion waves,
and it's what we saw just yesterday, you remember, the Rocks Tigers blind picking Galio. It's amazing that out of nowhere, no Galio priority a week ago into Galio blind picks. Any scaling matchup is strong against Galio. One of the ones that SKT used to default to is the Corki. But KT got so many of their wins through an invading jungle. You think of Kha'Zix and Galio, best friends forever. This is very much strong front line and then AD threats. It's probably going to have to be the AP Galio that we saw yesterday from Lava, former SKT sub trainee Lava, who of course now is the mid laner of Rocks Tigers. He went Proto Belt into Liandry's, into Void Staff, full AP, and just relying on the resists you get from W and the tankiness of Galio's kit. Could go full tank, but then there are some damage concerns. Surprising to see Galio. It feels like out of nowhere, but now Pawn's doing it. You think BDD is considering it as well. The Galio meta may be back upon us.
Yeah, and it was Pawn and BDD that really were our standout Galio players as well. I was going to mention that KT made compositions like this look extraordinarily easy. It was with champions like Kha'Zix coming out of the jungle, things like that, champions that do have a little bit more damage behind them. The Sejuani is going to be different, but then Jace makes up for it on the top side of the map and is also a fantastic lane matchup. I like what KT have done, but once again, it's SKT knowing exactly what they want to do and then picking for that as well.
And the thing for KT is you like the draft. If it goes AP Galio, maybe there's enough damage from the Galio as well, but the caveat always is KT so rarely get all their chess pieces in order in the same game. In the same game where Smeb is popping off, Deft might be putting down a control ward, face checking and dying, they very rarely get everything together, but as a holistic draft, on paper, you love KT. On paper, you predict great things out of KT, but the paper gets ripped up more often than not. So let's see if they can actually put that theory to practice.
And once again, SKT look like they have a late game composition that could tear up KT Rolster as well. Okay, we got a face check, guys. KT already using their flashes. Smeb's going to be taken down. And this is why sometimes you can't wait for the cheers, because there's people dying.
Yeah, score was already flashed. Smeb didn't use his flash, but went down. Fully out of context there. We also have the broadcast feed, so we have no idea what happened in the first 25 seconds of the game. We'll get a replay to you soon, but already out of nowhere, the plan starts to go awry. The early game starts to go awry as KT just tried to rush in. They W'd their W start from Mata. They thought, okay, this will be fine. Let's back away. SKT were lying in wait. Not sort of brush that you see started on. You don't often see four-man camps, but let's...
This could be the incredibly toxic Janna we've been seeing in solo queue.
Doesn't have the Ignite this game, so you think it's probably going to be going for the E-Max.
The Storm Max, yeah.
And of course, in competitive play, the W-Max against anything other than two super melee champions would be very risky, but he's certainly going to be getting his gold generation on, just pushing up and using the W off cooldown.
So far, Deft farming out extraordinarily well. 15 CS ahead at 5 minutes into the game is nothing to scoff at.
Pushing in bot lane, expected. Caitlyn Janna, as you say, very good to lane. You get a free Janna lane because it's against the tank, so no pressure there. Also expecting the same sort of advantages early in the mid lane and also throughout the top lane matchup. We see Score coming around. This is very nice pathing from him.
Yeah, teleport comes in. The hop is going to be there, but he's running out of gap closes. The flash is still up. Untara's going to have to use it, but Permafrost comes in and Smeb just picks up the kill. Untara holds onto the flash the whole time.
He didn't really feel like he could get away. His Mega Gnar was kind of be the thing. He wanted to go for a crunch and then flash. Also, they thought, okay, 2 charts, 11 minutes, that'd be great, but Blank there. Free damage, like you say, turning around the skirmish as Blank meets Score.
Yep, teleport's going to be back up, remember, for Deft at the same time. So if he does go back, he teleports straight back to the turret, and it's not going to be that punishing circumstance that it potentially could have been. Because KT can get their AD carry back here and continue that shove. Now with a static shiv at the same time, so...
Push, push, push.
Yeah.
That's all he's doing with a build like this. Very much about PvE, pushing down the turrets, long lanes, Galio coming in with the hero's entrance. Very clear game plan from KT, but one that worked a treat for Rox Tigers just yesterday. So the fact that this is not completely new for KT means that SKT should be ready.
Well, Effort's in trouble. Blastcone's going to get him out of there, and they've now got a man advantage. Deft gets over the wall, but Marta has to be careful. Heroic entrance on top of Score, and Marta's going to be able to pick up the kill. Bang! Sees his death, and Smeb grabs the kill. Can we get KT moving up towards inner turrets now?
This is some real rookie mistakes from SKT.
Well, so normally you're talking about item spikes when you're hitting about 3, when you're hitting 4, but when it comes at this fast a clip before 20 minutes on the Static Shiv and the Infinity Edge, that still feels brilliant. It's mid, inner turret, under fire, Effort doing the best that he can. 2 supports that are actually pretty good in this game as far as saving turrets, but Effort not having a great time as he just tanks that one up. This explosive charge is going to do some work as teleports are now having to be used by KT.
There's a lot of meanwhiles that happening here. Bot lane, Jace and Sejuani throw down the Rift Herald, but no minion wave to support it means that Untara still has turret HP. We can't see exactly the value, but doesn't end up being a massive value use of the Rift Herald.
Can't be a whole lot, but you can see the group up here from SKT might actually bite them as there's the ultimate coming out from Score. In goes Pawn, picks it up all too easily. Faker actually uses the package to escape, and that means that they lose their support and lose the inner turret.
And you see Janna also just ulting for health, actually ulting to keep them healthy as they keep rotating around. We're past 20 minutes, maybe almost on the dot, but things like Baron become more and more realistic. Blade the Ruin King, 2-item Caitlyn means they do it at a pretty fast speed. They also return to mid lane. Faker's top lane, he's had enough of this. Doesn't feel like with a no front line they can do anything. The Glacial Prison from Score was used, but to no avail. The moment they knew there were 2 threats behind them, they're like, wait, there's only 3, let's go for it. The Score wasn't able to make the initiation stick. So Gnar is bot lane pushing out. Mega Gnar now. We might see another attempt at engage.
Yeah, in goes Score. Rocket Jump now on cooldown here for Bang, but they're able to get a lot of free damage onto this turret. You know, Deft does have that Ardent Sensor available to him. Effort once again getting abused underneath this turret. They've got the trap line. Bang, though, is making these spears hurt. So KT will have to back away.
Jace on a ward in the mid lane. You won't know about that, but this is what we've seen the Monsoon used for in every other scenario. It's just a top-up. They want to continue with the pressure.
Yeah, charging back in. There's the Permafrost down onto Effort. In goes Pawn. Wants to find the Taunt onto as many members as possible. Goes Golden with the Zonyas as in goes Smeb frontlining on the Jace because he's got the heroic entrance for the protection. They get 1 pick, and does this mean Baron?
I mean, it definitely seems to in the minds of KT. They're walking over a control ward, so it guarantees to SKT this is what's happened. We're in a better spot. We've managed to bring it back. That's what they'll be saying. Something like a Baron rewrites that. We see the Baron started here. You see Deft. They put 2 and 2 together. Cannot complete the Baron. Let's turn on to Deft.
Yeah, heroic entrance is going to be there, though. Blank jumps all the way forward, but he's going to be taken out. That's the jungler. And KT now feels so much better taking this big purple monster.
And that's why you go for the Guardian Angel. You didn't notice a flash or a heal coming out. They were happy to power it down. All right, Score, the smite's escaped you before. You need to hit it here.
This would be one hell of a steal if they do it without the smite, but he's going to be able to get it. Score in his 400th game, locks down the Baron. They kill Effort again. Buster Shot should be the disengage that SKT were looking for, but a teleport's going to come in on Tara. He's running for the hills, but he's not running to his inhibitor turrets that should be taking a shellacking now with the newly invented Baron on the side of KT. The base is broken.
How much will KT try to take here? They won't try to end the game. Death time is still very long, but they can get 2 inhibitors at a minimum.
Oh, yeah. That's the teleport back as well for Smeb. He had his Guardian Angel for quite some time. Tara, Meganar is going to be here. Score might be these options.
They got a turret that's already pretty low. That's an easy option.
Oh, hell yeah. Take that one down. The last remaining inhibitor now under fire. SKT on the ropes. It's exactly what Jin Air were feeling. The end of that gigantic game that we witnessed a few nights earlier.
All right, 3 waves of super minions propped up by another minute of Baron. Should happen here. They have Caitlyn. Should be straightforward. Let's see if KT can end.
Yep, Redemption comes in. Marta goes back up to basically full health. Deft is tanking up the turret. He wants to keep his minions alive by the looks of things. And these Nexus turrets not long for the world now. An exposed Nexus. XKT on the ropes. A game number 1 that KT have done in the past. Nexus is under fire, but it's the battle that we're looking at. Deft picks up one. We've got low health bars, and Smeb's just fighting Faker. The flash comes in. The minions are going to be enough, and the Nexus falls. KT, 9-1. Dominant early game, dominant mid game, and had all of the plays prepared this time. Nothing going to their head.
I mean, KT Roaster rolled the dice, but they rolled high. They needed 2 6s. They got pretty damn close. Atlas in the early game with this Galio, who wasn't going full AP. They saw what the Rocks Tigers did yesterday, and maybe they even had the strategy earlier, because they once again said, what got us those wins last year? It was proactivity. It was the Galio papering over any mistakes you make, with the hero's entrance allowing them to rotate first. And Nidalee basically spent the entire game watching from the brush as action happened around her. The Nidalee draft was exploited by the last rotation Galio on blue side, and it feels like the Galio now needs to be respected by any of those old offenders that played it when it was out of whack last year.